Hi guys, GameTalk Ajax Beşiktaş. We won 2-0, 2-0. Easy, comfortable win, you could say, Pelle. All the way from Sweden. How much did you enjoy that game?
I would probably say that I enjoyed the first half more. The second half a little less. At the same time, I think I'm very sad for the people who thought that we were gonna win 8-0. Those are the people who my heart go out to tonight.
There were some people thinking that on Twitter.
Yeah, 7-0, 8-0, something like that. And I respect I do respect their optimism, but at the same time, yeah, I know this a little far away from that. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, it's good. Yeah, probably good.
What were your thoughts when you were reading these comments?
A little unrealistic. I mean, I do appreciate that there were a lot of hope up for the team, and I do think that we can go very far in the Champions League. But as Ten Hag and David Blind said the other day, that you don't want to have like a too unrealistic of opinion that, for example, like everyone's asking, are we going to the finals, or are we going 8-0? Are we going, this and this and this? I do believe that it's good that the team is actually giving people that much confidence that we can do this. But at the same time, yeah, you don't want to have, I'm seeing some people on Twitter right now being very disappointed that it's like, yeah, we should have won at least with like 7-8, 7-0 and stuff like that. And which I do think it's healthy to an extent. I don't think that's the really end goal you want.
Exactly. So listen, you already touched upon it. First half was good. Second half, not so much. What do you think was the difference? Why did we not play that much better in the second half as the first half? Why did our level drop, basically?
I mean, we've seen this with Ajax in the past, right? You know, we saw this with Atalanta last year as well. When you start very strong, but then you get into a kind of complacency, and when you kind of, I don't want to say that the team got too comfortable with the lead and stuff like that, but I think that you could see somewhere along the line around the like 60th minutes or something like that, you could see a kind of, it almost felt like the players were, you know, falling back a little bit, not, you know, having that kind of push with which we expect from Ajax, not really having that drive. And the fluency from the first half of the game, which I thought was absolutely amazing with the first half, really did disappear. So you kind of lost this interaction which we have gotten used to with the team. And when that kind of link broke, I think it started becoming easier for Beşiktaş to push up and get our half of the field, half of the playing field.
Yeah, understood. What are the things that you enjoyed the most today from Ajax side?
Probably from the first thing, I think the link up was great. Usually because I would probably say that we have actually found a very good, you know, starting 11. I actually do enjoy, for example, Berghuis. I think he is doing amazing as R10, and he's really connecting the right side of the field with the left side of the field, in which we are kind of overriding the defense of the opposition in that sense, and can create a kind of.
I want to ask you something. Yeah, I want to ask you something about that. Sorry for interrupting. Did you want to say something before I go there?
Yeah, no, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you also because you're not that much on the channel, but you also read and you are very active on Twitter, that whole Berghuis and Klaassen discussion. So how do you think Berghuis is doing? What's your general opinion about him so far?
I would probably say that Berghuis is doing great. I would probably say that he's having more of we're having some people on the channel who's more, you know, having harder feelings of him. For example, Papimento is not that big of a fan. I hope that this has given him more food for thought. Maybe not. But at the same time, I do believe that he's actually doing great, and especially in the role in which you have been, you know, when you're coming from a rival team into, you know, when people have been booing you for years in the same team, it might be hard to adjust. But I think he's doing a great job, especially as R10, rather than he's been used as a right winger in the past. And I think that adjustment is quite impressive, especially during it's only been a couple of games, and I think they're actually been quite great. The sad thing is, as a person who, I wouldn't say as a player, I don't enjoy Klaassen that much. As a person, what he contributes to the team, maybe not behind Haller, for example, but otherwise I do believe that he has something to give. But it's become much more clearer now that we do have our chosen number 10 in Berghuis rather than Klaassen. And it also makes it harder for Kudos, for example, who've been out injured, to come back into a system now which is quite different and quite changed with Berghuis and the other players. But yeah, I mean, I think it's healthy to have some good competition, and I think it strengthens the team performance overall.
Yeah, I want to touch upon another player, Pelle, which is Haller. Look, Haller can be the Haller against Sporting. Haller can also be the guy today, and I'm not being critical or judging him. He had a few chances. He made it. I think he made the second goal. We were debating whether he made it or it was an own goal, but I think he did. He made the goal
tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's going to be adjusted tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on him as being our striker? What is your general thoughts on him?
That's the thing, right? Because that is the frustrating thing as a person who wants to like protect Haller and does not protect him. I don't think he earns way more than I can ever protect. So, but at the same time, I do believe that I do believe he attributes something to the team. I don't think there's like, either you hate him. I mean, that's a sense in the fan base right now that either you hate him or you love him.
Yeah, that's too black and white, right? Too black.
Yeah, exactly. I'd probably go more into the gray zone in which you say that, that's what you just said with he can do great things, for example, which he did in the Sporting game. And he can also perform like in the games where basically, I didn't even react to him for the most of the game. I didn't actually think of him until I had to, decide the goals and basically the scores. And I had to think back of, okay, so what did he actually contribute to the team and what did he do in the performance? And it's like, well, it was a very clear 5 at 6 performance in which you basically don't notice them. And I do think that I've seen some of the things on Twitter, which I believe people are more critical towards him now than they might need to be, because I think that the keeper for the Beşiktaş did a great game, did a great performance today. I actually think that some of the goals which he are being criticized for, would probably get in with a lesser keeper. For example, if they had a Pasver in their goal. But I do believe that he's fairly, but also somewhat unfairly criticized situation. But at the same time, today he's basically a little above the Haller, which we have seen like in the past.
Should you compliment him for the fact that he does get those chances? He is in the right positions to convert those chances, whether he makes it or not. Maybe you can also look at it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should. At the same time, I agree with some people that when it comes to forwards for Ajax or strikers for Ajax, that you should probably expect a bit more. At the same time, I think you shouldn't be, how do I say,
unrealistic.
Yeah, you need to be realistic in the sense that, should we expect more, for example, in a game in the Champions League tonight than for a player who cost us 22 million? Absolutely, I am not rejecting that. At the same time, he does contribute something, and if we can get him back to that sense in which we saw him the last Champions League game, then I don't think that we should have too much to worry about.
All right. Look, I want to just end this game talk with you by asking you 2 questions. I will start with the first one. So the first one is, what are the highlights for you coming back to the game? What are the highlights for you in general? And the second question, you can answer that after this, is basically, where does this Ajax stand in your view? How strong are we? And what are realistic expectations? Because you already touched upon it, that people are already mentioning we're going to the finals, we can win 8-0, these kind of things. So how are you looking at this in general right now after the Beşiktaş game?
I would probably say for the first question, what the highlights are. I don't know if I can basically pick a specific highlight, which was probably Tadic backwards nutmeg between one of the I'm sad that didn't become a big lead to a goal, or rather to assist to a goal.
Yeah.
Was the specific thing of the game which I remember the clearest from an otherwise kind of weak performance relatively to what Tadic can perform.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, when it comes to what we can do, I do agree actually with the interview they had the other day, when it's basically like, oh, we are our own biggest competitor, in the sense that, as we saw today, Beşiktaş played with, I think it was 6 of the original players injured, with like a team's worth of players on the side with injuries. And I do believe that, that's a situation when you should press more and actually be able to get a better result. But at the same time, I do believe that if we look at the other games we've played this season, we are more, with the depth we have in the squad, I do believe that we are actually having some chances in the Champions League to go far. Maybe not to the final, but I do believe that we have the capability, if we keep the quality up, to reach quite far.